Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's live. It is such an exciting opportunity to be here with you today. My name is Ivan Likov, founder and CEO at Fone Network. Today's event is going to be packed with exciting news, announcements, updates, and a once in a lifetime opportunity for the Phone project that I'll be sharing with you today. First things first, shout out to everyone joining the live right on time or even before that. In fact, I'm starting to see messages from upwards of 4 hours ago, and we've never had more activity in the chat before the live starts. I have about 20, not about, I have literally 20 things on the agenda that I'm going to be talking to you today. Therefore, I'll be focusing mainly on the agenda. Would like to just welcome everyone that's joining, and I'm sure any message that I see in the chat, any question is going to get its answer as I go through the list. In fact, I wrote it down because it's so much I'm going to forget, but it's extremely excited. So grab yourself some popcorn, some snacks, some drinks, and let's enjoy the show together. Speedy, good to see you. Mac DM is joining us, not from home, but from the Gulf of Oman. Great to see you, and thank you for joining. It is the one live that you don't want to miss. So stick around, you're going to love it. And it's pleasure to see you back. McMuffin Sutra is also enjoying it from the Long Beach in his house. Martin, hello. Amar, Tali, and Abdul, Obik, as well as Apostil from Nigeria. Wei Sin Lai, thank you for joining us, Wei, and appreciate you bringing up that thing in Crypto Arcade. Glad that we all sorted it out. Soma as well, with all the love and support. Appreciate it. Nikki and NT, love to all of you guys. Johnson, as well as virtual reality only. I don't see a hi with a T with a GH. Sure, it's going to be down the line. Justin, Marcus, Jipoy, Garcia, Kevin is here as well. Chat box is definitely full. We got Detrick, Bypass, BXD, Erlita. Sorry if I'm butchering some of the names, guys. I'm trying to get us much as possible. Frederick as well, Amir, uh, Ruperto, Rudy. Can't wait for it. Neither can I. Premium cars, George Bell. Wow, you guys are. I'm seeing so many new faces too, but at the same time, Western Beauties here and Oliver. Good to see you, Oliver. Solomon, Way Forward, Snoozy, Veneta Chamova, dear Veti. Thank you for joining. Imolianu, yes, Teji, Gabe, Cake. Wow, some of these nicknames. Bruno as well in the house. Bruno, we are going to the moon, buddy. You are going to love this one for sure. Everyone's going to love it. Michael Davis, good to see you, sir. Audris, Gilberto still awake. Soon going to the moon if he doesn't get some sleep, I am sure. Crypto Harish, good to see you as well. John, right on time. Sheriff, Mohammed, Kwiatos, I think. Sorry, Hilton. Hi, Hilton. How's it going? My chat just jumped. Oh my God, we're getting so many messages. I lost where I was. Well, Hilton. Okay. He is from Switzerland, everybody, not Sweden. Yes. Tag along. Okay. Let's spare a couple seconds for tag along, taking a day off, waking up early for us, and joining the live. Good to see you. Thank you for joining. And give my phone to the boss if he has some concerns. I'll tell him a few good words so he's okay with you taking the day off. Roadrunner LI, pleasure to see you. Thank you for joining. I am super excited. The big JC as well. Virtual reality only did say hi at some point. Yes, definitely. With a goal at the end. Yes, without it, we can't start the live. John is here. Marianne, Kevin, as I mentioned, AR checks. Florin, is that Flory? I'm sure. Hello, Ivan from Romania. Nelson, and so many more messages, so many more. So thank you all for joining. As you can see, it's a bit different than the usual lives. I'm not reading the messages because I am sure we're going to get most of those answered. And if those are not, thank you for sticking around. We're going to have many more lives and I'll be able to answer them. But let's start off by saying the elephant in the room, an exchange. I'm going to announce to you today which exchange we'll be listing, which exchange we actually got the ball rolling already to list, and it's going to be better than you would ever expect. But before we get to the dessert, let's start off by mentioning a few important things. And at the end of this live, there will be a surprise for everyone, a release of an update for something. I'll leave that for the end. So blockchain got an update back in Monday. So 4 days ago. I'm sure most of you saw a maintenance message, and we were down for about an hour. We were upgrading our node, and we have made a significant update. In fact, the biggest update since the release of the blockchain. So 6 months and a half marked the day when we released it. And it includes many new features that are going to support and help the SDK development as well, which just so happens to be one of the topics that I'll be discussing with you today. So, the first thing that we did on the blockchain update was to fix an ongoing situation where newly minted phone, yes, I know, the only thing that means phone and I didn't account for, was not actually adding to circulating and total supply. Chances are you did not even notice that we fixed it. You know why? Because that's super exciting news, by the way. In the first 6 months and a half, we have managed to mint as a community 4.7 million phone. That is the rate at which we have minted brand new phone and it entered in circulation. But at the same time, we have collectively burned 56 million. So if we just double that number in the minting stage, we are going to uh, mint close to 10 million phone in the first year. But we have collectively burned so far 56 million. So I can successfully say that the calculation that I had in my mind and what I've planned for the only way to create new coins, mint, is working phenomenally. 4.7 million for 6.5 months with 56 million burned means that we are a deflationary coin so far. And if we want to reach our 7% inflation rate a year, we're going to need 17 years to do that if my calculations are right about how much phone will get burned thanks to not claiming it through legacy in November. Phenomenal news. So all the numbers are now accurate. Everything you see on the market page in Fone Network is completely to the point accurate. There is no more the situation where newly minted phone through staking rewards doesn't add up. It does. It's fully fixed. We're golden. The next thing that we've added is the long-awaited blacklist. So some of you have gone through either abusing the system intentionally or unintentionally by accident, or withdrawn from LA token, and you would have see a message that pops up on your screen that says your account has been suspended for suspicious activity, contact phone.dev, blah, blah, blah. You get that. Or you get a message across the top that says your account has been flagged for suspicious activity, contact phone.dev. That was on app level. Now we've extended that and we've added it onto the node as well, which technically makes it so if you do something bad and your wallet gets flagged, regardless if it's by accident or on purpose, the node itself will not allow you to use the blockchain whatsoever. You would get no connection to nodes forever. And with the new update that we're preparing, it's going to show you account has been blacklisted. So that way you will know that your wallet has been flagged. We're going to extend this blacklisting to our beloved Explorer. So when you visit a wallet, it will have a tag that says blacklisted. So you know not to interact with it, or you know that those coins are not usable. They cannot be retrieved because the wallet is blacklisted. On top of that, blacklisted addresses will not be able to partake in any of the functionalities, regardless of them executing a function on the chain or being a participant. You want to send phone to that wallet? No good. You want to gift an NFT? You want to buy an NFT out of them? Nothing. Blacklisting not existent in ongoing transactions. We can always fix the situation if the wallet is by accident, or if, of course, they fix the situation that they've got themselves into. So blacklisting, that also extends to the SDK. So if a developer decides to be a bad actor and starts to abuse the system in any shape or form, we could blacklist their API key. And by blacklisting the API key, they will no longer be able to use the blockchain at all. Thumbs up for that if you think that would help and secure the network. In my opinion, it makes it a safer and better place. Besides the blacklist, we also added, and we gave you, or I gave you, a little sneak peek of what that is. And in fact, it is the top 100 phone holders. So the leaderboard of people holding phone will be visible starting off with version 6.5. And to be honest, I would like to give you a sneak peek preview before it goes live. So prepare to get my mic glitched, the chat skippy, and you know what happens when I run my emulator. You might experience some technical difficulties. It's not in you, it's not in me, it's through the transmission. So I'm going to be quick, show you, and we move on. Yes, thank you for all the thumbs ups in the chat, guys. It really helps. Make sure you give a thumbs up to the live. Let's help spread the news and definitely show new people what the project is all about and is going to get to. Amazing news. So, can I get some guessing in the chat? Let's play a game. What exchange do you think we will be listing, or will I be announcing that we'll be listing by the end of this quarter? So let's see in the chat. We got Audrey with MEXC. Rudy says, "I love phone network." Binance is what PokerStar says. Pokestar says. Binance, Bybit, MEXC, Weeks, MEXC, Weeks, MEXC, Coinbase, MEXC, OKX, Weeks, Binance, LA token. Who said LA token? You made my day. Honestly, shout out to Pius Onus. You made my day with saying LA token. I literally blushed. That was the best answer. You got it. You guessed it. You win. I'm just going to send you all the phone. I call it a day. And probe it. I mean, just to be exact, he also said and probe it. Launching when? Stay tuned. In this life, you're going to know. Weeks, Binance, weeks, probe it. Well, you guys are mostly right. We get BitGet and MEXC, Probit, BitGet, OKX, BitTrue, LaBroken. Yep, there you go. Bitpanda, BitGet, KuCoin. No one said Gate, Gate.io. And I like Gate. It's not Gate, but I like it. Alrighty, let me share my screen and show you the top 100. Well, I got to say that most of you got it right. So it is one of the ones that you probably want us to list at. And that is what we're doing. So sharing my screen, you guys know is going to get choppy and weird. So bear with me once we get through that. We'll be back at full speed. Boom. At the top. So we've changed it. So just like the NFTs, where you would see the featured NFTs up on the top, that same way you're going to be seeing the featured profiles, and you could add yourself. It's a horizontal scroll, and they are shuffled, so it's always different. But now we're back to the usual verified and active. But here it is, top 100 accounts. Yay, that's me, or that's the main account for now. The treasury, the team coins, and all the rest combined, with a few missing. So yours will be gray, a lighter gray, if you find yourself in the list. But you can see La Broken is number two with 430 million phone. Now, if I press the account, like this account, if I press, I will go into the account. But if I press La Broken, it's broken. Well, they don't have an account on the phone network, therefore I cannot open it. So I hard coded it, if that's their account, to just show the name of the account and the icon, but you won't be able to press, but you'll be able to see. We also have a couple wallets. Those were one of our two of our shareholders that I offered them to double their contribution in exchange for the shares in the company. So that's why you'll see them at 3 and 4. Those are not selling, which is good. Don't have sell pressure. This wallet is actually the frozen wallet. One thing that I forgot and will be adding in the next update is that this wallet would also come with a name. Oh no, I don't have to. I could literally go into the wallet and name it Frozen Phone. Yeah, I could do that and add a profile picture of Frozen. Easy peasy, guys. Can do it on the fly. No need for a new update. Yes. So we have other people in the list. And as you can see, the list is visible. So you can see who's holding how much, even if they have their phone not shown in their profile. If you wish to not be shown in this list, you would have to go with a private account. So you got to make your account private and you won't be able to see the amount. That's one thing. And the other thing is, obviously, if I go into a wallet, or any of us, even if this is asterisk, you can hit Phone Explorer and you can see. The only thing is you can't connect to the person. But that's top 100 coming in the next update, expected to drop. I wonder when the update should drop. You know what? It's going to drop at the end of this live. I'm going to make it so the moment we say have a good weekend, we are going to see and hit the button to make it live, so everyone will be able to download it, depending on Google Play and the Apple App Store, when they actually clear their cache. But you can always force it. Let me tell you a quick trick for Android users. When you open Google Play and you press on your profile and you actually hit the manage apps and devices, you can see pending updates. You could go in, update all your apps, then go back and go back in, and there's the button to refresh for updates. And that's the best way that you can clear Google's cache to get the update coming. So in a few minutes after the live, you will see this update go live. And that is version 6.5. Top holders will also be added to the Phone Explorer. More on that at a later stage, but we're going to be doing a massive update of the Phone Explorer to show frozen vested amount, to show flagged people as blacklisted, to also show the top holders. So we're definitely going to see a lot of updates on the Phone Explorer itself. Boris Antonov is also joining us. I just saw my flag, and yeah, it's always good to see the Bulgarian flag. Thank you for joining us, Boris. Another thing that we've added, and that was so the reason I actually decided to shut down the system for an hour to make the update is because this was a open heart surgery, let's call it that way, because I had to deal with the actual validation of transactions, the actual way it gets recorded on the blockchain, and I've improved it. We are seeing faster approvals, and even though it was quite fast when you submit a transaction, it's about 12 to 15 seconds. Now it's going to be even faster than that. We're looking at a second for up to 10 transactions at a time. So great improve of speed compared to what it was. as well as the way we're storing information on the blockchain. We used to do it one at a time. So after they all get approved, one gets recorded, then the other one, then the third one. Now we're all batching it and storing them all at once into the block itself before storing the block. So uh, too much technicality here, but yeah, just know that in the core, in the heart of the system, in the core, we've made some amazing changes. Last but not least, we have increased the IP and request rate. Currently, or prior to that blockchain update, a single IP could make 100 requests for a 10-minute window. We've increased it for 20 requests from a single IP, 20 connections up to 200 requests. For all of you that were getting no connection to nodes after a while, you should be getting it twice as less, or if you're just at the border of getting it, you wouldn't be getting it at all anymore. So that concludes the blockchain update. And to be honest, Monday, we were all done with the SDK and everything at that point. We were like, yeah, ready to release. And that day, right at, as I usually like to use the saying, at the final 100 meters to the finish line, to the release of the SDK, I realized, thanks to a few calls that I made with some of the team and advisors and just community members, I realized something very, very important. And I want to share this realization with you guys because I have been preaching something that I believe I'm not 100% correct on it. I think I'm wrong, to say the least. Here's what I used to say: we need the SDK done, released, developers, use cases. We want to have as much done, all the updates, apps, games. Let's create a new game, call it Coin City, about people building a land with phone and NFTs and selling that land. Like, whatever. Many things I've said that we should do immediately and then list on an exchange. Well, what I came to a realization is that exchanges and listings should be before you even build the product. Why, you might ask? Why is it that so many projects built after they get released on an exchange? And that's the question I asked myself. And that is because the exchange itself is a platform that allows for people to acquire and sell the currency of the project. It's the Web 3.0 version of how projects get either funding or they also offer to the world to invest in what they are doing and what they will be doing. As an investor comes into me and asks, why should I invest in Phone? I could have built everything and say, well, we have a custom blockchain. We are the first mobile to download the whole blockchain on the device. We have crypto cards, crypto treasures, green karma, a new game called Coin City. We have the phone. We have the blockchain. We have the SDK. We have developers that develop this, and that. And what will they say? Oh, and what am I investing in then? You have already everything built. Like, what are you going to do? Oh, we're going to continue to improve, and updates are going to be coming along the way. And, it's always going to be something to build. Yeah, well, that doesn't really bring credibility. That doesn't build traction with investors. Instead, what an investor would like to hear and see, literally, results. Number one, I'm like, some investors like to invest like some of the real estate investors at the green, where it's just a hole and there's the project of the building. You want to invest and buy an apartment into it or a condo, whatever. Some of them want to see some traction and credibility and trust, meeting deadlines, always being up to speed, having a game that's updated at least quarterly. I'm, as an investor, if I see our one of our games not updated since 9 months ago, that project's dead, or they're not prioritizing what they have to be working on. New game, and this one is just sitting in the dust, no bueno. Update that game, bring it up to speed, make it amazing, or even if you don't make it amazing because it requires a lot of time, effort, and coding, bring an update that's stable, bug free. We can never be bug free. With hundreds of thousands of different devices out there in the world, we can never make it bug free. But we can always improve and make it better and at least build a stable product. Investor will come in and see they have three, four, five, seven, whatever, one game always up to date. Released 8 years ago. Last update last week, last month. Good news. What are they doing? They're building their own blockchain. Already built. Amazing. That's where most of them fail. So now they're on the exchange. What's next? Well, they're going to be releasing an SDK in the next 2 weeks. Okay. They're going to be building a new game in the fourth quarter. It's going to be Coin City coming out with land and the whole pitch deck about the new game. Amazing. They keep on improving their games monthly. Their phone network app allows you to earn phone this, and that. What's the price? Even if the price is 0.000000001, the investor will not think, oh, that's a dead project. They'll think, wow, the price is so cheap right now. With all these improvements, it's definitely going to grow. I should invest, not when it's all finished. And that's where I was confused. In fact, from the SDK being released to this to the hackathon to all of our apps and games updated to everything, we are shifting it, and exchange becomes the number one priority. Number one priority, the exchange. We have shown that we can do it. I've built the blockchain, regardless of how long it took. Now I'm going to focus on exchange, keeping the deadline always intact. Whatever is the deadline for something, meet it. Show the investors that you're worthy of your words. And then I know you're watching, and I know you are saying, he finally realized it. And thank you. Thank you for trying to open my eyes as well. You are also one of those that helped me realize it. Appreciate it for which, and you stuck around with us even through not being very happy with how things were done. We're improving. As I said, we are improving and will continue to improve. So realization for exchange being the number one priority. And right away, as of Monday last week, I started thinking, which exchange? There are four options on the table that I've mentioned to the community that we have been in conversation. And I know I read in the chat earlier, I don't want to see another we are in conversation to, or we're finalizing, and you're not going to hear it today. I immediately started thinking, Weeks, Beconomy, MEXC, LBank. LBank, MEXC, Beconomy, Weeks. Weeks and Beconomy, cheap entry, cheaper, not cheap, nothing's cheap, cheaper entry. Support here and there, not bad exchanges. But do I really want to enter the world in exchanges? Now, finally, after the fiasco with LA Token and the bullshit that happened in the past, whatever, forget it. I don't want another thing like that. I want top tier. I want, if we're going to be making these guys phenomenal, we got to think phenomenal. We got to think to make it the best. And while Binance asks for $5 million plus, not the first option, obviously, there's still a top tier exchange that I have investigated and truly love everything that they do. In fact, I have one of our community members who has done a research, and coins listed on that specific exchange grow between 600 to 800% after listing. Why? Because the world has access to it? I don't think so. Because there are a ton of investors, and there are good investors that actually buy all the time? I don't think so either. It's because they treat you like a king. They don't just list you for, let's say, 50,000 or whatever. They list you and require from you specifics in the listing. We are going to do marketing. We are going to help you with market making of your product for the first 30 days, stabilize. We don't want your project to crash to the ground and people to sell. And I am starting to see some people in the chat starting to put the pieces together. Ladies and gentlemen, I said weeks, Biconomy, Bank. You guys are great, but I want to think big if I want to reach big. MEXC, which apparently, big disclaimer, is not called MEXC, like not by abbreviation. It's pronounced MEXC. So MEXC. So from now on, you're going to be hearing me calling it MEXC because that's how the listing manager has been referring to it since I literally messaged him on Monday. Hey, let's list. We're ready. And he's like, okay, the group set it up, get on the call. And he's like, okay, well, you remember we met last year in Dubai. I told you because I love the project and I think it's amazing, you're going to get the approval with no issues. Let me submit it. To which I was like, approval? I thought you liked it and you said we are approved. I didn't tell him that, but he was like, yeah, let me connect you. And after that, he sent the project for approval. Less than 24 hours, he even sent me a screenshot of the conversation. Your project has been approved to get listed. And I'm like, amazing. Okay, one big roadblock that I forgot about being a roadblock is no longer there. So you're going to get listed on MEXC. Now, there's a clause in the contract, which actually, if I compare their contract to LA Token's contract, it's like kindergarten and university. That's the difference. Too many clauses, all protected from both parties. I cannot disclose anything about the contract because one of the clauses mentions specifics about the contract are not to be shared with the community. In fact, I wasn't even allowed to share which exchange we are starting the process to list as of Wednesday because they are not going to, their support team will not know about it because this is at a higher level. So if you reach today and say, hey, you guys are listing Fone, that's amazing, they're going to be like, I don't know. So what that means is we were not allowed to share. So I said, can you give me a written agreement? I have to tell my community which exchange will be listing when going live by the end of next month, because I cannot tell them like, oh, there will be an exchange. Cannot tell you which one. I want to share this amazing news. This is top tier exchange. This is the 7th exchange in the world currently. We have OKX, we have Coin Market Cap. That's funny. Coinbase, we have Binance, and a couple others. But we are the 7th. We are going to be on the 7th exchange in the world. That is huge news. Their support is amazing. The only 2 countries that are not allowed to participate, let's now get the elephant out of the room, are US and China. But while those countries are not allowed to participate, the minimum withdrawal amount before KYC is required is 3 BTC. Take it the way you want. I'm just saying. So while I can confirm that we are in the process, as Void goes says, I can confirm we have begun the listing process on MEXC or MEXC. But that comes with a couple obligations in place that we haven't accounted for. And we were thinking of releasing Weeks, Biconomy, Bank, and then in Q1 of 2026, MEXC. But because we got to think big to reach big, we have decided, and I personally have said, we got to make it into MEXC. The rest can come later. We got to do MEXC. And here's the thing. There is some requirement that we need to fulfill. One of them is the node. As you guys know, we're running a node in-house, but we are going to be also required for them to run their own node. Most exchanges will be like, oh, do we have to run our own node? And I'm like, no, you can use APIs. Okay, great, because setting up another node is just too much. MEXC actually said, if we don't run our own node, you're not getting listed. So I got to be hard at work to finalize the multi-node functionality by the 15th of June, share it with them so they can run it and finalize the listing. That's one thing. The second thing is they have a required amount, which because of the agreement I cannot disclose, but I'll give you a full amount at the end, for for marketing, and it's a substantial amount. It's not your regular $5,000, $10,000. They are asking for this so they could blast it homepage, all of their social medias. Once confirmed, I signed the contract already. That's confirmed. Once date is confirmed, when they see they have to do a security audit of the blockchain, they have to run their own node. Like, there was 17 pages of requirements and things that they need to fulfill in order to list us, which we all meet. We all meet these requirements. I just need that final push to finalize the multi-node. And with that, once everything is set, they're going to say, when do you want to list? They said 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the complexity, which I said, LA token listed in 2 weeks. And they're like, no, no, don't compare, please. We're going to run our own node, our own security audit, everything in house. So we're going to do full marketing hype before the listing with exact date, which we're also going to announce to you guys. We're also going to run post announcement. We are going to be post listing marketing. We're going to blast the news about you. And I even showed them the phone. Gotta tell you, the sparkles in their eyes was unlike they've seen in other projects, which they said it is. Like, we've never seen a project that's achieved so much before listing. And I said, well, yeah, because I thought everything has to be finished before listing. Well, anyways, they loved it. So that's why we got the full approval. That's why we got the contract. That's why I've signed it. And that's why we've begun the process. There's one but. And that, aside from all the marketing that they're going to be doing, aside from the market making that we are required to fulfill in one of the accounts for stable trading, we're also the listing fee and everything. It is something that we haven't budgeted for this year. In fact, it was the budget for the Q1 of 2026. So I have decided to do a round of investing, because we got to do it right when we're doing it once, and have begun a round of investing for $150,000 to fulfill everything, including an external marketing that we, Fone Network, will be doing, not just around the exchange listing, but around the project as a whole. We have been accounting for the listing, the MEXC marketing, the market making, the ability to always keep the market making account full with the required cash as per contract, and external marketing that will be running a full blown for the first 75 days after and prior to and after listing. So we are seeking from investors $150,000 in exchange for, of course, Fone. But there is an opportunity that I want to share with you today. So we've had the offer extended to one of our long-term investors, and have been assisting us with the growth of the project over the years. And we have offered equity in the company, but I have felt the need that I should also extend the offer to you guys, the community, because you deserve it, because you've been with us as long as he's been. Well, maybe he's been from a longer time, but again, most of you that joined just now, a year ago or 3 years ago, will most certainly deserve to know of the offer. In fact, here I have written down that I'm going to be offering and extending the offer for just 1 week. From today, at the time of the live that ends, a week later, and we're going to close the window, and we're going to give you the following offer. A minimum investment of 150 worth of Fone dollars, or USDT, let's call it that way, for exchange for Fone coins. And we are going to be offering it at a discounted rate at 0.001. To put it in perspective, the listing price is at 0.00417. We are running for the last 3 months a 50% off, which ends very soon at 0.002085, or 50% of the listing price. We're offering you a whopping 317% discount at 0.001. So we are allocating 150 million Fone in exchange for 150,000 USD or USDT or Bitcoin or whatever it is that together, cumulative, forgot the word, together is $150,000 worth. It's going to cover everything as I mentioned, and it will be distributed to multiple investors as opposed to one, two, or three. So that offer, in order to participate, you would need to contact us at phone.dev. So just sharing the email for those of you that don't know it, contact at phone.dev and specify that you wanted to partake into the investment opportunity for the round of investment for the exchange, or just say investment opportunity. You have 1 week from the moment of today's live that you can participate. There is a minimum contribution of $150 worth. So you would be getting 15,000 phone for, 150,000 phone for the minimum contribution. And with that said, all the funds will be going straight to listing, marketing, market making, and external marketing for the company. Blown marketing, something that we didn't account for doing before MEXC comes on board, but we're going to shift things, and that's how we're going to be making it. So email us at phone.dev, contact at phone.dev, and most likely the tickets will be assigned to me. So I'll be communicating directly as how you would be receiving your contribution. So your phone for the contribution. Before I move forward, I also wanted to address a couple things. Listing is number one priority. SDK will come after the listing. We want investors to see, even though it's completely ready, we want to see investors see the potential in the project and not that it's fully released. We're still going to go with the SDK. So just as an example, do not take this as actual dates. Disclaimer, this is not the final date, but just as an example, let's say on the 5th of June, we see that the implementation process will be done by the 17th, and we say a date would be 20th. We'll be announcing the 20th for the exchange, and then we're going to run a timer that in the next 7 days, the SDK will go live. So we're still going to be meeting our deadline by the end of June, but this is how we are going to be calculating the dates. Again, SDK comes after the exchange is listed. And the other thing is we're also going to focus in the first weeks of June to finish crypto cards, which is going to be a massive update to say the least. And you can migrate all your assets before the exchange listing goes live. So we're all fully set and ready for that. And of course, investors can see that it was just updated and not August of 2024. Moving on. And that is how we're going to be proceeding, marketing inside and outside of MEXC, exact points depending on the investment collected. But again, that is how it's going to work. Again, for those of you that communicate with me over Telegram, you can reach out over Telegram and contact me. Just do not get involved with people that are asking you to contact them. I will not ask you at all. I'm not going to come into the phone chat and be like, hey, about that investment opportunity, just PM me. No, that will be a scammer. I will not PM you at all. In fact, we're going to do an announcement and we're going to specify which Telegram account is. You click that link, which leads to me, and you can communicate with me directly. In fact, that is the only other way besides the email, but the email is the most secure way. You know, you're not going to be getting to a scammer. And for those of you that are wondering why now that we looked at the top 100, why is the team coins not out yet? Like we saw some of the investors and the equity being converted into coins. That I understand, but why is Ivan's coins not out of this? Out of the piece, the big pie? Why is the team not out? Like, what's up with that? Well, with actually, if you look at the white paper, it would clearly state that team coins are in a cliff or not going to get distributed in the first 6 months of the project? Well, by my calculations, that was May 11th, and now it's May 29th, and we still didn't get our coins. You know why? Because of the LA token fiasco, and because I do not want any of me and the team to have any vested coins released before the exchange. And we are going to distribute our coins on the day that the exchange listing happens, just so our vesting begins from that day. And from the 18 months vesting that are, 6 months cliff and 18-month vesting, we're going to do 20 months vesting, just like all of you did. So a total of 27 months cliff. 27 months and a bit would be our complete vesting period, so we could be intact, so we do not have any coins before the listing ever happens. And that's why the team coins were not distributed just yet. So on the day of listing is when we are going to get our coins. Another thing I wanted to mention is in regards to cloud earnings. In this form, the remove phone from circulation for USDT and the cloud validators, those will end at the day of listing as well. So you will no longer be able to earn phone through cloud validators. You will no longer be able to earn USDT through the platform. And the app itself will undergo a big, massive update that will allow you to use phone at exchange pricing. So it will be updated to match with the price on the exchange. So whatever you see in the market page, so I don't glitch our screen, I'll show you on my phone. So instead of seeing it at 0.00417, you'll be seeing it literally the price that it is, as well as a graph of how it performs and the cost to either generate an AI artwork or change your picture, profile picture, bio, and nickname. All these in-app costs will be connected to the exchange, so you would have to pay based on the exchange price. Could be more, could be less. So cloud validators done, cloud earning done. The only earning that will leave is the 5 phone, which is no longer 5 actually. The first 10 million has been distributed. And for those of you wondering why you're no longer getting 5 phone a day, you can open the start earning and press that little information, and you will see how it gets distributed. It falls by zero point 0.5 every 10 million phone distributed. And in fact, there's 89 million left, and that earning is also gone. Final opportunity to invest into phone and get some at the discounted rate of 0.001, which is 317%, is for 1 week starting now. Contact at phone.dev, or if you've already communicated with me on Telegram and on an announcement that we'll post, just that, you can contact me and we'll get it going. One thing I want to mention, just so we have all cards on the table, literally all cards on the table put, is that this is an investment opportunity. Therefore, investors get 10-month vesting as opposed to the regular 20-month vesting. So you will get your amount that you invested at quite faster, in fact, twice as fast as the general legacy community migration phone. So that's another thing. Of course, you'll see full details when we are in contact for that. So there's no extra fees and cost and fine print. I'm none of that. I hate it. Full transparency. You know all the terms and conditions when we are to proceed. And the cloud validation, I said it. A phone update to fluctuations to account for that. And now on to the next event that will be running from June 2nd, Monday, to June 15th, Sunday, announced on the 16th, the event of Burn Phone. Before the release of the exchange, let's do another push of burning phone to support the of ever decreasing phone, I could say, but it's not. So far it's quite deflationary, but it's not going to be always like that, at least for the next 17 years. Just kidding. But what I'm saying is that burn phone, and on the 16th of June, we're going to burn as much as all of you burn combined to match it. So if you burn 1 million phone in these 14 days, on the 15th day, we will also burn 1 million phone to match all the burnings that you've done. More on that as the announcement goes on the 1st of June or on the 2nd of June. So stick around for that. And finally, wow, I can't believe we got it into in less than 50 minutes. Finally, I wanted to share something with you. We have been very active on Telegram, and that's phenomenal. But if we can extend this activity onto X and blast the news about the project, say as much as possible, share it with everyone as much as you can, we're going to reach all-time high users. And with the exchange listing afterwards, it's going to be phenomenal. So your support on X is going to mean the world to us. We're going to help you with blurbs, images, share information that you can also share to help you if you're having the anxiety to create content. We're going to create it for you and start helping you to distribute. Make sure you're a member of our Telegram, or you will see the announcement in our app on the top in the bell, right in the right corner. I don't know if that's the right corner for you guys. I probably think it is, or it's this. In one of those corners, you will be seeing the news about that. So X is important because it helps distribute the project even further. And last but not least, tomorrow, about, well, an hour ago tomorrow, so 53 hours from now, we're going to have our weekly poker tournament on which I'm all excited to see you all. We are giving out phone weekly, so make sure you keep an eye out on the app tomorrow because you're going to see the event in the carousel at the top, and you can join and we can have some fun. And again, the opportunity to invest is for 1 week only until next Thursday. So looking forward to communicating with those willing to support and get an early access to some phone before the exchange drops next month. So we're going to be keeping our word into fulfilling the quarter 2 exchange listing, crypto cards update, and SDK release. Full news, all shared, super excited. And I do see the chat the entire time. I've been keeping an eye out on the chat, not reading it because it's too much. There's literally hundreds of messages right now, and I cannot go through all of them, but I truly appreciate all your support, everything that you're mentioning. I'm going to stick around and read them all after the live. If there's anything, reach out to us at support@phone.dev, and we'll be happy to help. One more time, for those of you interested in participating in the investment opportunity, the email address to use is contact@phone.dev. So that's the email address. And with that said, I'm looking forward to sharing the news on exact day listing. So when we have the exact date, full MEXC platform will know and will actually be blasting the news. So until then, most of the support team will not be aware, but the hardcore team and the tech and what do you call it? Their own investigation team will be aware, and the listing, of course. So, with that said, I'm super excited on the next live to share exact listing date. So, thank you all for watching and for joining. I look forward to seeing you all in the chats, in the poker tables tomorrow, and expect the version 6.5 dropping in a few minutes. Depending on where you live, Google might take more to adjust the cache, but the new update dropping shortly. Top 100 holders and phone to the moon, as Gilberto said. Gilberto, go get some sleep. Everyone, enjoy your Friday. If you beat me tomorrow at the poker, you can get an extra reward. And good luck to everyone and a very amazing weekend. We'll be in touch soon.